What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to No Life to Metal. It's time for another rock metal update. That's right. Time for another rock and metal update video. This one's going to be all 7-inch singles. If you've watched my channel for any number of months, you know that I've kind of been on the 7-inch single binge, looking for all these cool, picture sleeve singles, and I've got a pile of them here. The problem is they've been coming in so fast that I haven't been able to keep up with the videos, so the piles keep getting bigger and bigger. The last video was long and it was huge. This one's massive, so I'm just going to do the whole thing. If I have to break it in two pieces, I'll break it in two pieces, but I'm going to just start right away. So first off, we got Loudness. This is, I believe, their second single from 1983. This is, well, actually, I can't read it. The whole thing is in Japanese. There's nothing in English on this. It's on Columbia, Japan, and it's Road Racer, and I actually had to look it up because I honestly, I couldn't read it, obviously. I don't read Japanese, and Mirage is the name of the other song. It translates into Mirage. So this is sung in Japanese. It's fantastic Japanese heavy metal from the early 80s, heavily influenced by Priest, but a little more thrashy than Priest is. But really, really cool find. I'm looking for their very first single as well, which is called Burning Love, which is also a Japanese-only single. And then this, I believe this is their second single. This is Geraldine, backed with Into the Mirror, and both, again, 1983. This is, again, well, it's got a Columbia sleeve, but it's on a label called B&M. I don't know. I think it's still Columbia because they were on Columbia early on. So I don't know if B&M is some sub-label of Columbia or what. But regardless, cool picture sleeve. As usual with most Japanese sleeves, it's got the insert in there with the Japanese lyrics on the back, and then the record company sleeve. So very cool. The only two Loudness singles, well, these 7-inch singles in my collection right now. So very cool. I'm glad I stumbled across those. Another Japanese single, but this is an American band. This is Y&T. This is, see, Midnight Tokyo backed with Mean Streak. Y&T singles don't show up very often, so I was glad to run across this one. Oddly enough, there's some writing on the back of it. It looks like some numbers and stuff. Usually when I find Japanese singles, they're always like or Japanese pressings at all, they always seem to be in fantastic condition. This one just has like some writing on it. Other than that, it's in great condition. So I believe this is like 1983 as well. This is glaring in my face. Sorry. Next, I got a bunch of Judas Priest singles here. This is for Hot Rockin' backed with Breaking the Law Live. It seems like Breaking the Law and Breaking the Law Live are just about on every single from Judas Priest, the B-side. So I don't know why. I mean, Breaking the Law is an okay song, but it's not one of their better songs. I know it was a kind of a hit for them, but to me it wouldn't even make my top 50 favorite Judas Priest songs. So on the CBS label, this is UK pressing in the original UK sleeve. And then coming up next, I have a more recent single. This is a Japanese single, and this is for Firepower. It was more like an EP because it's got 4 songs: Firepower, No Surrender, The Hellion Live, and Electric Eye Live. And the 2 live tracks are actually from Battle Cry, so they're not like exclusive to this EP, but it is a really nice single. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was on a red vinyl, kind of a red translucent vinyl. I always want to say transparent, but it's not transparent, it's translucent. Alright, the next few are all UK pressings of Judas Priest singles, but they're very unique, and I'll show you why in a second. This first one is for Take on the World. It's Starbreaker, and the original CBS single either was in a generic white sleeve, as you see it here, or was in a record company sleeve. It never had as far as I know, it never had a picture sleeve. So whoever owned this made and had this printed. This is a very well done, professional looking, I mean, right down to the perfect cut on the back. You know how those record sleeves cut? It's really cool. So it's unfortunate that this one didn't have a cover. Now if you have the 12-inch, the 12-inch has a cover very similar to this. It's just not yellow, it's white. I do have that, but this is just a very unique, very cool. I'm glad to have it in my collection. I don't know if you made more than one sleeve, or if you know, but regardless, I don't care. I just thought it's cool to have a picture sleeve for an album that doesn't usually have a picture sleeve. And that is the case with these next 2 as well. This is Breaking the Law, backed with Metal Gods. Again, custom sleeve. And there's the back. So again, very cool, very unique. It is the original. It's not a bootleg. It is the original, you know, UK single that came either in a white sleeve or in a record company sleeve. But this one has a custom-made sleeve. So, and then one more, same deal. This is for United and Grinder. Same deal. UK CBS label with a custom record sleeve. So those are cool because they're just, like I said, unique. I don't know if there's more of them out there or not, but as far as I know, there isn't. Oh wait, there's one more. I forgot. This is Living After Midnight with Delivering the Goods. Again, original CBS sleeve. This came in a generic, either a white sleeve or CBS or a CBS sleeve, but a custom-made sleeve. Obviously, this one's not too, you know, creative. It's just got the generic British steel cover on it, but still cool to have a picture sleeve on this one. Alright, so there you go. Moving on to thrash metal. This stuff's all over the place. I didn't put this in any kind of order, so you're going to have thrash metal right next to a prog album. So, alright, so this is kind of a compilation EP, 7-inch, and I'm a Hyrax fan, so this is what I grabbed it for. So I pretty much have, I don't know, every 7-inch single that Hyrax has put out. And I didn't have this one, and I found a copy, so I grabbed it. But it's got Hyrax, The Accused, Municipal Waste, Voltic, well, apparently I can't speak, and Toxic Narcotic. And let me show you the back. And the Hyrax song is Hostile Territory. I believe that was a Glenn Rogers composition, but in any case, The Accused track is Take My Time, Toxic Narcotic is Get the Gun, Municipal Waste is Mind Eraser, and Voltic is Butcher to the Terminator. So usually I have a little spot where I keep like singles that are, you know, like this, where they're like multiple bands, but in this case this one's going with the Hyrax ones. Alright, got a bunch of Alice Cooper up next, then we'll get back into some more metal. There's more metal in here, some more thrash metal, but 1972, 73 or so. This is a jukebox single, original Warner Brothers sleeve for No More Mr. Nice Guy, backed with Raped and Freezing. US pressing. This is a, I believe this, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure this is a UK pressing on Warner Brothers of Alice Cooper's Hello Hooray and Generation Landslide. This one, I believe, should be in a Warner Brothers sleeve, but it came in a white sleeve, so I need to find the sleeve for this one. This is a German pressing of Muscle of Love, 1974, Alice Cooper, backed with Crazy Little Child. Always liked that cover. It was kind of a fun cover, in my opinion. You know, kind of a Alice Cooper meets Popeye. That's one I've been looking for a long time, and this one is not. The record's in great shape, but the sleeve, as you can see, it's got like someone put little rubber stamps on there, and then on the back it's got someone's name written on it. So it's kind of unfortunate, but it's still cool to find one in you know, in decent shape for the price I got it for. It's a UK pressing as well from the I forgot the name of the album. Lace and Whiskey. From the Lace and Whiskey album, 1977, I believe it was. But you've got It's Hot Tonight and Love at Your Convenience. Really cool picture sleeve single. I actually did show this one in a VCLT video not so long ago for my buddy Kurt, but it was worth showing again in this video. Just because it's a great single, cool picture sleeve single. One of my favorite guitar players from the 70s, Pat Travers, is his only man, backed with Chevrolet. I think this is like 1990, yeah, 1990. So this was kind of the end of the vinyl era, and it's on Intercord Records. Excuse me, Intercord Records. I love Pat Travers. As a matter of fact, he's got a brand new album out. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. Should be here any day, so looking forward to checking it out. Oh, we're back to the metal. This is 1982, 83, somewhere in that area. This is Anvil. This is a promotional single. Apparently, this is Sam the Record Man promo single, and Sam the Record Man was apparently a huge store chain in Canada. I don't know much about it. I'm not from Canada, but I still thought it was kind of interesting. It's in a kind of a weird sleeve, but it's got Make It Up to You and Hard Times, Fast Ladies on the B-side. You know, Anvil singles just don't sell very often, so I was really happy to find it. I sent a picture over to a couple Canadian friends of mine, and they were like, "Oh, dude, Sam the Man's legendary. That's an awesome find." They're like, "Right on." I would have picked it up if it wasn't a promo, because it's still Anvil. So, all right, next up, Anthrax, one of the big four. I'm the Law. Got the 12-inch single from this. I have a lot of Anthrax singles. This is just one that escaped me for a long time. The 7-inch is from the UK. It's plain black vinyl. Backed with the the song Buddy Love Bomb and Satan's Lounge Band. The Jersey-based The Rods. You definitely don't see the Rod singles very often, so I snatched this one up the minute I saw it. Power Lover and Nothing Going On in the City from the Rods on the Arista label. Some new wave of British heavy metal. This one, I don't know the year on this one. I believe it's like 82 or so, but this is Nothing to Lose by Girlschool. Love the cover art on the Ron's label. I do have lots of, I'm always looking for Girlschool singles, so just a band I've loved for a long time, so yep, this is a cool one. And then this next one is from 83, also Girlschool. This is Don't Call It Love, Japanese single, and the B-side is Wildlife. Cool concert shot cover there too, and I love that old school Girlschool logo that's hanging behind them there. Krokus. This is the cover of American Woman. This is actually the album that got me into them back in the day. They and actually I love that song. You know, I like the original version, but I love the Krokus version. When I was in high school, I played this song over and over again. That one and Long Stick Goes Boom, which are from the same albums, at one device at a time. So it's a cool picture sleeve. I had never seen it before. It's a little bit sexual, but cool nonetheless. Another cover song. This is School's Out, 1985. Promo single, so it's got the same. It's funny, it's got the same song on both sides, but it's actually a promo single, so it's got the regular version. So this is one of those sealable sleeves here. I'm hanging on. If I can get it out of here, that'd be awesome. There it goes. So it's Screaming in the Night would have been the B-side, which is a great song, but it's not on this promotional, not for sale copy. It's School's Out on both sides, so I'll keep it out for the regular version now too, now that I know there is one out there. Get into some Thin Lizzy. Another one that's in a white sleeve. I gotta find the record company sleeve. This is not gonna be easy sleeve to find though. This is for an album called Old Gold. So this would have been an early 80s pressing of Don't Believe a Word and Dancing in the Moonlight. It's Caught Me in the Spotlight. Yeah, this, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find a sleeve. And I looked them up online. There's a bunch of different old gold sleeves, so to find the correct one might be challenging, but I'm going to search for it. Sticking with Lizzy, this is a U.S. pressing of The Boys Are Back in Town, backed with Jailbreak, the B-side. To me, that's a double A-side single, but U.S. pressing in the original Mercury sleeve. Philip Lynott, Yellow Pearl. Trying to remember which, I think it's Holland pressing. Yeah, it is a Holland pressing. And this has got Girls on the B-side in the very cool picture sleeve. I've got a bunch of different Yellow Peril 7-inch ones. This is the coolest one because it's got the best sleeve on it. Awesome picture of Phil there. Sticking with Thin Lizzy themes, but this is Gary Moore. This is his cover of Oh Pretty Woman, featuring, it's him and Albert King playing together. And the B-side is King of the Blues. So this is some of his, obviously, his blues stuff as opposed to his hard rock, heavy metal stuff. And I believe this is it's on the Virgin label. I believe this is a UK single. But regardless, always looking for anything Gary Moore, Philip Lynott, Thin Lizzy related, and that's what that is. Okay, that's it. This is a UK band, but this is Foghat. I don't know why I always think of Foghat as an American band. They weren't. But anyhow, Foghat, this is Slow Ride, and I Just Want to Make Love to You, and this is actually a jukebox single that unfortunately doesn't have the jukebox slip in it. Next one's Foghat as well. I think it had like 3 different versions, and I love this album, but it was not one of their more popular albums. But this is Third Time Lucky, First Time I Was a Fool, off of the Boogie Motel album, which again is one of my favorite Foghat albums. B-side is Love in Motion, and a picture sleeve at that. You don't ever see Foghat picture sleeves, at least I don't. Ace Frehley, Into the Night. This is U.S. pressing, backed with Fracture 2, I believe. Yep, Fracture 2. 2 is T-O-O. Picture sleeve single. Ace Frehley singles are stupid expensive online. I mean, anything Kiss related is expensive, but take a look at some of the Ace Frehley 7-inch singles online and try and find them for a decent price. I mean, the cheapest I see them for is usually like 40 or 50 bucks plus shipping, and that's from American sellers. So, yeah, they're not cheap. When I was missing, this is Vinnie Vincent Invasion. This is, excuse me, this is, what was it for? Love Kills, backed with Animal. And Love Kills was from the Nightmare on Elm Street, which is what this single is for. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street single. Going as quick as I can, staying with the kind of glammy stuff. Britney Fox, band from Philadelphia. I love this band. So, matter of fact, on the Metal Roundtable, we just recently had a discussion on Britney Fox and had their drummer on our show. So, of course, he's been playing with Doro for the past decade or more. So, anyhow, Britney Fox. This is Standing in the Shadows, picture sleeve single. Again, UK pressing. I didn't even realize they had a picture sleeve single for this. So, that was an accidental find. Extreme. This is Song for Love and Love of My Life. Love of My Life obviously being the Queen song written by Freddie Mercury, and the song is actually dedicated to him, and on the very bottom of it says, "We love you, Freddie." And if you can't hear a huge Queen influence, especially on albums like their Three Sides to Every Story, huge Queen influence on them. So I mean, it's not surprising that they do a Queen cover, but really cool single, another UK pressing. Alright, getting into some, like I said, this is all mixed up together, so a little bit of prog going on here, although this is more of a AOR than prog. This is Kansas, and they kind of moved away from the prog thing in the 80s, but this is Fight Fire with Fire and Innocence on a Bridge. And this is on the CBS label, and this is a white label promo. Picture sleeve. This one was super cheap, and I snagged it with a bunch of these others, so basically I found a seller that was selling stuff, and I was just going through his list, and anything that looked even remotely interesting to me for the price, I was just grabbing them. This is an awesome find. Hawkwind, little space rock. This is Silver Machine, backed with Saved by 7, and got a bunch of other United artists on the back of the sleeve. But what is this, 1971, 72 or something like that? Right around the time of, when Lemmy was in the band, so. And sticking with the kind of psych rock stuff, this is Atomic Rooster, Devil's Answer with The Rock. And I can't remember, this might be this is an Italian pressing of this one in the picture sleeve. Atomic Rooster also, they have connections there. Well, they have all kinds of connections. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and The Crazy World of Walter Brown. But Atomic Rooster were kind of this space rock, I don't know, psychedelic sound from the early 70s. I think this was like 71 or 72. Canadian band, this is Mahogany Rush, Child of Novelty, backed with A New Rock and Roll, 1974, in the original 20th Century sleeve, which I don't see these 20th Century sleeves very often, so I was glad to find it. For that matter, I don't see Frank Marino sleeves very often, and I never see picture sleeves, so if anybody ever sees a Frank Marino picture sleeve, hit me up, I'd love to see it. Ted Nugent, this is a white label promo, stereo mono for Land of a Thousand Dances. Always got to have some Ted Nugent in my 7-inch update, right? You're just expecting. At some point in here, there's going to be Alice Cooper, Ted Nugent, and Aerosmith, right? Almost always. Yeah, anyhow. So this is actually the only Nugent single in this one. So next up, The Sweets and Hellraiser. Super heavy song from The Sweet. I mean, they had moved away from the kind of pop sound they started out with, and they were going for a much more hard rock sound. And if you don't know Hellraiser, Raven did a great cover of Hellraiser, and you could just tell how heavy that song was because they didn't do much to it. I mean, they sped it up a little bit and gave it the Raven sound, but it's just a heavy song to begin with. So, back with Burning, which is also a pretty heavy song. So, let's see, what was this one? I think it's German pressing. Cheap Trick. This is a funny one. Now, this little sleeve, this little jukebox single here, I've had that sitting on my computer here for a year or more, and I just never run across a cheap copy of this single to put it with. And I finally came across one. I was looking for singles online. I found a seller who had a bunch of stuff I wanted, and he just happened to have this particular one in his collection. I was like, yes, it's mine. It was like $2. So I snagged it, and I put the jukebox single with it. So it's in the original Epic sleeve. It is Voices Back to the House is Rockin', which is from the Dream Police album, as is this version of Voices, which is backed with I'll Be With You Tonight. Japanese pressing in the Epic label with the original sleeve. I love this album, but I love the first 4 studio albums and their live album. I pretty much like all Cheap Trick, but I especially like their 70s stuff, which of course this was like 1979. This is Led Zeppelin, Whole Lotta Love, Livin' Lovin' Made, 1971 on Atlantic Records. And I think I've said in past videos when I remember I would try and put the dates on the back so I wouldn't have to stumble around looking for them. There it is, there's a date on the sticker. I didn't do it for most of these, but I did it on this one. Got a pile of Jethro Tull here. And then I'm going to break this up because I'm already at, what, 22 minutes, and I'm not even halfway through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the rest of this pile, take a break, and then I'm going to show you the rest of them in a second video. So anyhow, we got a bunch of Jethro Tull. I bought these all from the same seller at the same time, but this is some older stuff. So this is Sweet Dream backed with 17, and I believe this was what, 1960. This is a German pressing. I believe this was like 1969 or so. There's the center label. The Witch's Promise and Teacher. This is from 1969 as well, I believe, on the Chrysalis label. And I don't remember where this one was made. I don't see anything on there either, so regardless. This is Jethro Tull, Skating Away on the Thin Ice of the New Day, backed with Sea Lion. And I think this is... I didn't put the date on the sticker like I should have, but I believe it was the early 70s, like 73, 74 or so. And I believe this is a UK pressing. Alright, Jethro Tull. This is Living in the Past, backed with Driving Song. Excuse me. And I don't remember the year on this one at all. Nor do I remember where this one was pressed at. So... I'm at a loss. I forgot. I've had this one in my pile for quite a long time, and I just haven't looked at it. I played it a couple times when I first got it, but I haven't looked at it again since, and I don't remember where it's from or what year it is. But it is early 70s. Let's see, maybe I can find the year on here real quick. There's the vinyl. Let's see, is there a year on here anywhere? I sure as heck don't see one. No, I don't see one. Sorry, don't know. I'll deal with that one later. I got a few more in this pile before I move on. Next pile's got a lot more metal in it too, mixed with hard rock and a bunch of prog. But Power Trio from Canada. This is Triumph. Picture sleeve for Somebody's Out There. Backed with What Rules My Heart. I think this is early 80s. Is there a year on here? Mid 80s, 86. Later than I thought it was. This one's cool. It's cool, but it's kind of unique, like those Judas Priest singles I showed earlier. This is an original pressing. I don't know who it belonged to at one point, but this is an original single for Hey Joe from the Jimi Hendrix Experience, back with Stone Free, 1967, I believe it was. But whoever owned this thing, as you can see, first of all, they colored in the Hey Joe. I don't know if it was white before, but it's black now. Someone colored in with a magic marker, and then this little star on here is handwritten on here, and it's got a white sleeve inside of it, which somebody did some awesome artwork on there. There's a name written on here too. Let's see. Looks like Dog Johansson. Oops, I dropped it. So anyhow, let me show you the center label, which is on the Polydor label, but someone hand decorated the center label as well, as you can see, with a Sharpie or marker on both sides. So a bit weird. I got it super cheap. I thought it was funny just because of, you know, the fact that it's been all scribbled on and written on and whatnot, but I don't know. I'd love to find one that's in better shape than this. You just don't see, you know, original Jimi Hendrix singles all that often. So that was a cool find, even though it's written on and kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a bummer, but kind of cool, you know. I'm sure nobody else has one quite like it. All right, we got what, 3 more left in this pile. All of them just hard rock. This is Live in Japan from Heart, 1986. Barracuda and Magic Man live in the original Japanese picture sleeve. This is one that's way outside the spectrum for me normally, musically. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of this band, but I do like them a little bit. I've actually seen them in concert a couple times. They're really good, and I love this song, but this is, which is why I picked this one up. But this is 25 or 624 from Chicago. This has been covered by a bunch of different bands, thrash bands, as a matter of fact. There's been a bunch of different covers of this song. It's a great song. That's all there is to it. And they were a great band. I mean, it may be a bit outside of my normal listening taste, but when I saw what song it was, and I was buying it from the same seller who has other stuff I was looking for, I snatched it up. So Chicago, 25 or 624. B-side is where do we go from here? Look at that center too. The center on how it's cut. You don't see them like that very often. Kind of unique. All right, one more in this pile. Jeff Bogart and Jeff Beck, Tim Bogart, and Carmine Appice, or Carmine Appice, however he says his last name. I've got the album for this. This is a Japanese single for. They do a cover of Superstition, which is an old blues track, of course, and then the B-side is Sweet Sweet Surrender. So there you go. That is the part 1 of my. We're going to probably be end of August, beginning of September by the time this thing gets up there. But part 1, I have part 2 coming soon. So thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below. You know, especially if you know something about any of these that I didn't mention or didn't know. But I love hearing from you. I always try and answer back. May not get to the same day, but I do try and get back to everybody. So I really appreciate the comments and people watching. That's it. God bless. Stay strong.